When daydreaming becomes your mind's main coping mechanism, leading to hours spent in fantasy parallel universes and idealized scenarios, you might have a problem. Daydreaming is considered maladaptive when it begins to infringe on your ability to live your life in the real world. Often, we revert to this kind of escape to get away from problems in our lives or less than ideal situations. But losing yourself in a fantasy world never fully solves the problems you are running from, so a pattern of maladaptive daydreaming can lead to a self-perpetuating cycle of disappointment. Before we continue, I want you guys to subscribe to this channel right now and turn the bell notifications on so that whenever I upload a new video you will be notified instantly. Maladaptive daydreaming is often involuntary, especially when it becomes a habit. You may not realize you're doing it. If you experience symptoms like loss of sleep, whispering or talking while daydreaming, overwhelming desire to daydream, or a loss of focus in everyday tasks, you are probably dealing with maladaptive daydreaming. In order to break the cycle, there are several things you should do. Step 1. Identify why you daydream. The first step to stopping something from happening is to understand why it's happening in the first place. You can discern the root cause of your daydreaming by analyzing the content of your daydreams and answering honestly with yourself about how and why you fantasize. Some people daydream to avoid painful thoughts or feelings, others suffer from anxiety or insecurity and get caught up in imagining a perfect world. Think about what you daydream about most frequently and try to identify what about that situation is causing you to check out. Then, you can work on tackling the problem head-on and taking action to change your situation, rather than escaping it. Step 2. Know your patterns. Start to notice when your mind gets the urge to drift off, and what causes that urge. If you can identify your triggers, the actions or events that cause you to daydream, you can better prepare for them. Do you only fantasize when you're bored, or does it happen mostly when you're upset? Once you recognize a pattern in your behavior, you can take action to avoid daydreaming as the response. If you fantasize when you're upset, you can have a plan for the next time you feel that way, with a list of alternative ways to cope with your emotions. Step 3. Keep your mind busy. Especially if you fantasize when you're bored, keeping your mind busy can be a productive way to avoid getting your head stuck in the clouds. Consider making a simple to-do list to keep track of the things you need to do, and work your way through the list meticulously, referring back to it when you get the urge to drift off. Step 4. Meditate. Meditation is the ultimate exercise in keeping your mind in check. It's a hard thing to do, but keeping your mind free and your thoughts passive will give you a greater control over your mind's impulses. It will also ground you in the moment and cause you to be more present. Start small, with a couple of minutes a day, and build up from there. If you work best with guidance or a prompt, download a guided meditation app or find a video that works for you. Step 5. Ground yourself in the present. You can counteract your tendency to be in your head by grounding yourself in your surroundings. Train yourself to be present more often by using grounding techniques. Name and identify some of the objects in the room you're in, or focus on some tangible activity you can do there. You can also focus on your breath and the mechanics of breathing. These actions can help put you back in reality. If you feel yourself drifting off, pause what you're doing for a couple of minutes and try some of these exercises. If this video was helpful, please leave a like on this video and subscribe if you want to watch more videos like this.